Hi Gypsies, this is Joy. Today I'm doing a pick a card reading, and these are some tough questions that sometimes I have people ask me. Why do I not feel close to my family? Why do I feel like my parents are not my parents? Why do I not feel close to my parents? And why do I feel like my parents don't love me? Okay, that's sort of a heavy reading. Don't feel like you're alone, because I know lots of people that feel this way. Okay, lots of people. So what we're going to do is go into your past. We're going to look at what actually happened, what your parents believe happened, and what you think happened. And sometimes that can vary very widely. Okay. Then we're going to look at the present. We're going to look at what's actually happening now. And we're going to look at how your parents feel about you right now. Now, we know how you feel about this, so I'm not going to go into that again. So then for the future, we're going to ask the pendulum some questions. You know, do your parents feel like anything is wrong in your relationship? Are your parents ignoring that something is wrong in your relationship? And then lastly, we're going to look at what the future is going to be with your parents, and then just in your general circle of friends, or your love life. I'm also going to do a channeled part of this reading in the beginning to see what I can get, whether feeling something in my third eye. So I'll look at that as well, okay, before the reading begins. All right? So, here we go. Hi, Group 1. You chose this darker brown, very beautiful snakeskin, faux snakeskin pouch. It has a little bit of gold in it, which looks nice. Answering the question, we were answering several questions. Why do you not feel close to your family? Why do you feel like your parents are not your parents? Why do you feel you do not feel close to your parents? And why do you feel like your parents don't love you? All right, so those are some pretty heavy questions. We're going to look at past, present, future, and we'll use the pendulum. We'll read tarot cards, of course, and I'll do a channeled part of this reading as well. Let's first pull out our tarot cards. Oh, let's go ahead and do the channel part of our reading first, and then I'll go ahead and look at what else we've got in our pouch. Okay? All right, here we go. Okay. That was a little... I feel like I was channeling this group and not the parents. I didn't know what was going to come in. But I just got a lot of feelings, and I could see energy. You could probably hear a train going by, and what energy I saw when that train came by was somebody opening their mouth in pain, like for a howl, and nothing came out. And that's you. You are in a lot of emotional pain just to be having these kind of questions. And it needs to be said that this is not your fault. Just because they treat you a certain way does not mean doesn't have any meaning of who you actually are. Okay, so you need to catch yourself when you start thinking that you're not worthwhile. you second guess yourself and think your thoughts are worthless or your ideas are worthless, you need to catch yourself, okay? And if you find that you just can't stop feeling this way, this really bad way about yourself, you need to go to counseling, okay? And the reason I say that, the reason it's so important for you to go to counseling is this will impact your entire life. People, if you don't have a strong self-concept or a feeling about yourself, people are going to be able to talk you into things you really don't want to do, because you're going to feel like, even though you feel like this situation is wrong, you're going to do it anyway because you feel like they must know better than you, okay? You're going to get in situations that are going to be detrimental to you, because you just won't feel like your thoughts are as important as this other person's. And they could be a total stranger, but you just sort of feel like everybody else has got better thoughts and better emotions and better ideas than you do, so you're not going to trust yourself, and you're going to be talked into all kinds of awful things. The other thing is, the chances are you're going to get into job environments that you really should leave because they're not good for you, but you're going to stay because you'll feel like, number one, you can't confront the boss, so you're just, and you feel like you can't even say to them, "Hey, I quit," you know. The other thing is, you're not going to go as far as your talents will really let you go, because you'll just feel so bad about yourself. So please, go to counseling, or, my gosh, if you have a really great friend that you can talk to and that will uplift you, yeah, do that as well. But you all are candidates for going to maybe classes where you will learn how to confront people without being nasty and just say your truth, which is extremely important. And it will seem like really hard at first, but it is very important for you to do these type of things for the so that your life will be happy for you, which you deserve that. Okay, you deserve that. And please don't pay attention to my fingers are not dirty. I have washed them again. I was just gardening, and my calluses, dirt got in my calluses, and I know that sounds terrible. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move this. So group one, I can't say this strongly enough. I want things to be really great for you. And there's nothing wrong in admitting to yourself that you need help. There's nothing wrong. And I have a feeling this group is young, in their 20s and 30s. So you've still got a long way to go with your life. And besides that, you want to be able to face what you have experienced as a child, and to dissect it accurately, so that you do not bring these feelings and emotions and actions with your own children and with your husband or wife. Okay, so it's really important that you do some work on yourself, so that you don't perpetuate maybe bringing up your children the same way you were brought up, or being in a lower part in your life than you need to be, because you have talents, whether you believe it or not. Everybody's got talents, and you just might not believe that you do because of how you grew up, okay? So let's first look at the scent that we want to spray. This is going to be orange. Okay, and this is good for pain relief and lifting your mood, which sounds like what you're going to need. All right. Oh, you know, I'm looking at some of this bric-a-brac right now, and this is just breaking. I can just feel this heart as a child, your heart was so big and innocent and sweet, and it just got scars. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And know that you have a guardian angel that's been watching over you. So you listen to that voice that's not as loud as the voice that tells you that you're ugly and stupid and not worth it and so forth. You listen to the quieter voice that tells you that you're always loved and you're worthwhile and you are not the actions that people visit upon you, okay? So just because somebody treats you bad does not mean you're a bad person at all, okay? That's the tough thing about this whole thing is you feel like you can't confront people, and so this abuse just keeps going on and on by different people. It starts maybe with your parents, and then it just goes on with coworkers and other family members, and I'll tell you, some of these people that are looking for a victim, you don't realize how it's written all over your face, and they will gravitate to you and they will take advantage, and it's not right. And if you feel like you can't confront them and say stop it or walk away or something, it's going to keep on. So you've got a hurdle there. You've got a hurdle. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Okay? It's just a habit that you need to get into to confront people and to tell them to stop. All right? So we're looking at this stone here. This is actually really pretty. It's like a green, sage green. Okay? That's pretty, and that's a 4. Let's see what this is. Okay, Picasso, Jasper. Very nice. And reminds us to celebrate and enjoy life, bringing optimism and openness. Okay? And it's interesting that you got that, because I've got a feeling you're very, very closed, a protective kind of thing, okay? You are not optimist. You're a pessimist, okay? It assists in the positive transformation of relationships, okay? So I'm not saying that just because you're not feeling close to your parents that just end it and all that, okay? That's too easy. That's too easy, and it's not for everyone. And you can get to a certain point where you can still be around them and just not expect what maybe the love and attention that maybe you did as a child, and it might be okay with you at that point, okay? But anyway, all right, so this is a stone that you might want to purchase as jewelry, or just to hold it in your left hand for meditation. And yeah, that might help. That might help. I feel like you had a lot of creativity as a child, but you stopped it because nobody ever paid attention to it or told you how wonderful it was, except maybe a teacher, but you thought, oh, they're just being nice, right? I know kids have a tendency to do that. They think if an adult, it finally gives them the attention that they want. If it's not their parents or their siblings, they think, oh, they're just being nice. It's not true. So so kids automatically think that your family has more clout than all these other people around them. Okay, so they're just going to believe the family. So if the family doesn't treat them well, that's all they're going to believe. So anyway, okay. So let's look at the past with what actually happened, okay? Shadow. Okay, so, okay, wow. I'm feeling like there is a there was a battle there. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling like your parents knew that something was wrong with the way that they were treating you, and it's like it was so strong in them to act this way towards you. They couldn't stop. Well, I shouldn't say couldn't. They didn't stop. Okay, they knew, and it was a struggle, and they feel bad about it. They feel a lot of guilt, but I'm saying both. They're trying to stuff it down, stuff that guilt down. They know. And yeah, especially if the father is eating him up. He feels like he didn't do right by you. And then, to make himself feel better, he says, like, to himself a comment like, well, my dad didn't treat me very well either, and I turned out okay. All right. So, we're going to look at what they believe happened. 2 of Wands, and this is upside down. Okay, so I'm feeling like these are your parents, and this is you. And they felt inexperienced with having a child. Neither one of them grew up in a loving home themselves. So they had this fire of love, but they didn't light up the cave where you were. They kept it to themselves. You see that? You were sort of an afterthought, which in no way means that you are. That's just what happened, okay? Please, this does not mean that you deserved it. It's just something that happened in your childhood. You did not deserve it. You are a wonderful person, okay? All right, but it sounds like they kept this fire of love separate from you. They did not illuminate you in your cave here, your cave of shame. And whether a child realizes it or not, they can't help but feel shameful that for some reason their parent can't seem to love them. It's a shameful feeling. They feel like it's their fault. They don't think it's their parents' fault. They think it's their fault. Okay? Okay, this is what you think happened. 7 of Swords. All right, I feel like with their thoughts and with their actions, they hurt you and they'd walk away. But look at this guilty kind of pose. He's sneaking away. These are your parents. They leave these little sharp edges of words and actions, and then they just sneak away. They're not acknowledging what is happening. They're not acknowledging it. And as I say, like the father would tell himself, well, I had it bad too, and I turned out okay. Did he? Did he turn out okay to treat his own child like that? Okay. Now, present. We're going to look at what is actually happening now and how they feel about you, okay? Rest and rejuvenate. Okay, so it sort of feels like in the present, and the way I'm reading this is most of you all are out of the house, so this almost feels like a time for you to chill out, rest and rejuvenate. It's like you've gone through a battle in the house, and now you're out, and now you're by yourself, and this is what you want to do: rest and rejuvenate. Okay? Now this is what they think about you. And these are 3 cards. We're going to say Page of Pentacles. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Wow, they've got some different thoughts about, yeah. And 7 of Swords. Alright, so number 1, they're feeling like you might have been a little needy growing up, that you were constantly craving love, and they felt like they were never able to give you enough, like you were a bottomless pit. Okay? They thought because there was money in the family that everything was just fine. Look at that. Just an idyllic scene, you know, holding the baby and all this abundant green. That's what they think. All right. But also what they think deep down inside is this dark black. This is the guilt right here. This is the guilt. Deep down, 7 of Swords. And you know what? Look at that. 7 of Swords. See, this was your card in the past. This was your card. You felt like they were mean to you with their words and actions. Okay? That's your card. This is their card. They think the same thing. Okay? You thought you were crazy. Okay? You thought you were crazy thinking that they were so mean. Okay? No. They know they did that. Oh, this is really interesting. Same card. Okay? But their deck, their card. Okay? They know. And boy, is it eating them up. Oh, wow, that was really good. Okay, wow. All right. Now, let's pause right now and use the pendulum, and let's just ask a couple of questions here, okay? Clear. All right. I think we know the answer to this, but do my parents feel like anything is wrong in our relationship right now? The relationship as it stands right now. Do they think something is wrong? And it's starting to turn. Yeah, they know. They know. Ooh, that's big. That's a big circle. Okay. Are my parents ignoring that something is wrong in the relationship? Yes, they are. Yes, they are ignoring. Yeah. These are real big swings. Yeah. Really big. All right. So let's look at the future, what the future is with your parents, and then with your love life. And this is like an actual, these are the cards for what's actually happening, okay? So, oh, wow. You know, I don't look at these cards before they come in. I shuffle and I choose them from the center of the deck. That's why this always surprises me when I see duplicates and so forth. Emotional withdrawal. This is for the future. And the future with your parents, there will be an emotional withdrawal. If you are in a lot of pain from your relationship with them, and you feel like they're not your parents, and you feel like they don't love you, and you don't feel close to them, there will be an emotional withdrawal. You might come to terms with it in therapy. And once again, please do something. Please do something. You deserve it. You deserve therapy or somebody. I caution you that it's not just people buttering you up. It's the truth. You have talents, and you are smart and beautiful, and you do deserve to be treated well. Okay? This is not just like a therapist buttering you up or whatever. These are the facts. And the only reason you don't believe this is because of the way that you were brought up. Okay? That's the only reason. If you were brought up in a different family that cherished you and loved you and hugged you and told you how great you are, you would believe it. Okay? You're not believing it, but that doesn't mean that it's not true. It is true that you're great. It is true. Okay? Now, this is the future with your friends and love life. This is a situation outside of your parents' realm, okay? Oh, all right. So with these people that love you, and you're going to bring in friends and a therapist or somebody, but you're going to surround yourself with people that are going to give you recognition and rewards. And you deserve this. Okay? That's great. That's great. All right, now we're going to look at your cards to let us know what you're going to be thinking of your future. Okay? All right. Okay, so the Hangman. It's going to be difficult, but you're going to reverse how you're thinking right now. Just understand that the reason it is so strong that you feel badly about yourself is you've had years and years of this training telling you over and over that you're worthless in different ways. Not people necessarily saying you're worthless, but boy, actions speak louder than words. When you've got somebody that is not hugging you and giving you unconditional love, how can you not feel bad about yourself, you know? And if it's years and years and years of this, you know, it's just a habit that you've gotten into. But you are strong, okay? You're going to see your strength. You're going to recognize your strength, and you're going to be astonished at how strong you are, okay? And I'm feeling like for this, therapy, okay? Therapy, so that these thoughts and words from the therapist will be changed from hitting you and stabbing you like they were with your parents. You'll learn the value of words that are loving and truthful and sweet, okay, from the therapist and from these people that you surround yourself with, okay? All right. Wow. Let's look at these little tiny cards. Okay. I feel like you've waited a long time to be treated well. Okay? You just feel like you've waited and waited and waited, and it just seems to never the plant seems to never grow. Well, you make it grow for yourself, okay? For your transformation. Your transformation where you recognize, okay? It's not where you become a better person and a talented person. You already are, okay? You already are. You're just recognizing it now. You've gone through a very dark period in your life. This is the Moon card. But you're going to come out of it, okay? And see this celebration card. I feel like a union will be coming in. And you know, just remember this as well. When you go into relationships, and if you deep down don't feel like you're a worthwhile person, what's going to happen is you're not going to stick up for yourself in arguments and all that. The other person won't know what you want, and maybe they'll continue to do things you don't like, and then you'll think, oh, he must not love me because he keeps doing it. Well, he doesn't know. So it's so important, so vital that you are able to communicate what you need and what you want. And the other thing to remember is when you come from these very hurtful kind of past, chances are you didn't even realize that you have not developed ideas to let you know what makes you tick, what you love. You know, Is it important for you to be recognized? Is it important for you to have certain hobbies? Is it important for you to have some quiet time? I mean, you need to know all these things about yourself because they're important to make you happy. And then you need to have an honest conversation with this person that you have as a love interest, and be honest about what you need in your life to make you happy. And then you come to and then they tell you what they need, okay? So it's just important all around when you come out of an environment like this to go to therapy and to surround yourself with people that will treat you well because you deserve it, okay? All right, group 1. That was nice. I am going to leave I'm going to leave some ideas in the comments area, and go ahead and look at that. I hope everything works out really great for you, okay? All right, thank you, group 1. Hi, group 2. You chose the tan pouch with the embroidered flowers. It's a micro suede fabric. All right, so we are looking at some pretty heavy questions here. Why do you not feel close to your family? Why do you feel like your parents are not your parents? Why do you not feel close to your parents? And why do you feel like your parents don't love you? Okay, so we're going to first look at the past, at what actually happened. Then we're going to look at what they believe happened, and then what you believe happened. In the present, we're going to look at what's actually happening now and how they feel about you. And then for the future, we're going to do some pendulum questions, and then we're going to look at the future with your parents and outside of their realm, like with your friends and love life and stuff, and then what you think about that, okay? So let's begin. All right. We're going to pull these out, tarot cards, and then I think what we'll first do is we will do the channeled part of this, okay? All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I saw was a little girl who sort of has a very slow, kind of serene energy, very patient and very sensitive. And a mother, I kept seeing her eyes darting all around. She had like dark hair, but her eyes, that's what I noticed, her eyes are just, it's like she can't look at one thing for very long. And I'm feeling, I saw her hitting the child's fingers again and again, like this. It's like it makes her feel awful to do it, but the child is driving her crazy because it's like a self-perpetuating thing. She sees this beautiful, serene, sensitive child, and she doesn't understand the child. It drives her crazy, but as she's hitting the child's hands, it makes her feel horrible. And then it's almost like it makes her want to do it again and again and again. Ooh. Wow. Boy, I feel like I want to send some Reiki energy right now, okay? So go ahead and sit back and just relax. Oh, and I can feel the Reiki energy. It's pink, and it's surrounding you like a nice, gentle hug. And it's telling you it's okay, everything's okay. And that's just something that happened to you as a child, but it doesn't mean that that's who you are. That's just something that happened. Okay? All right, open your eyes, please. Okay, so, so let's look at the blue container. This is lavender. Oh, that's a nice scent. Okay, I'm growing some lavender in my garden. This is to help, anxiety. Yeah. You know, I'm feeling like as a result of now your hands might not have been hit all the time, but that might have been symbolic for a parent who's constantly criticizing. So not necessarily the hitting of the hands, but just constantly on you. It's like they can't stop nagging you. It's like they're bothered by you, not because you're a terrible person, but because they themselves just feel so guilty. You might remind them of somebody, and they just feel rotten inside, just rotten. All right, so we're going to first look at the past and what actually happened, okay? Emotional loss. Yeah. Because you didn't have a mother or a father that just, hugged and loved you for yourself, you did experience an emotional loss. It's like you didn't have parents, really. I mean, they took care of you in terms of, food and shelter and all that, but the emotional part was just totally void. And I'm sure when you looked at other parents and children that had a relatively loving relationship, it made you feel even worse, and you thought, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me that they don't love me? All right. Now we're going to look at it from their point of view, the past, okay? Knight of Swords, upside down. Oh, yeah. It feels like your parents, do you see both of them? Charging forward with these thoughts and actions. It's like they didn't even want to pause and see the carnage that they were causing, the problems that they were causing in the family and with you, with how they were treating you. All they knew is, let's charge ahead. And I feel like they never apologized. It's like they feel like they're the parents. They don't have to. They have it tough. So what do you know, right? So all they know is just charging forward and not thinking about, not resting and thinking about what really is happening. And that's part of the problem too. If they would just pause and watch and think about things, they could change themselves. Okay. This is the World card. This is your card for the past. And as always with a child, you don't see anything but your immediate family when you're young like this, okay? So the way they were treating you was your world, okay? And the teachers, and as I say, the teachers and maybe even your friends that were trying to stick up for you and help you were not as important to you as your parents. They were your world. They were the ones that counted the most, whether you knew it or not. Okay? So the fact that you've got a parent or a teacher telling you how great you are didn't mean as much to you then as what your parents thought. You just thought your teacher was being nice. Okay? All right. Let's look at what's happening now. Oh, that's interesting. These are the same card. Universe and world. So your whole world right now this is the present. Okay, now these next three cards are what they think of you. Three of Cups. Seven of Swords. We got that in the last reading too. Seven of Swords and the Hermit. Okay, I'm feeling specifically with this card right now, in the present, and I feel like the most of you have moved out of your house. I feel like you're sort of vacating yourself from them, and they haven't seen you in a while, or if they have, it's been very hurried. You know that song Cats in the Cradle, where the father never has time for his children or his child? That's what it feels like. You don't feel anything now for them because of the way you were brought up, and now they're starting to really feel it. They're like, well, how come he doesn't ever call me or want to go to lunch or whatever? Okay. They don't know what you're doing. Yeah. You've successfully sort of cut them off, whether you knew it or not. You're not trying to, but you've got nothing in common with them, and there's no established, conversations with them, no established hobbies or anything in common. So there's like nothing to call them about, nothing to talk to them about, and they once again, they feel like they gave you everything. So, as I say, the food, shelter, clothing, sure, but not the love, emotional support. Yeah. I mean, they feel like they offered you everything, and all you had to do was take it. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so, that's interesting. Okay, you see this universe or this world card in the past. Your parents were the world. Okay, that was the world. Now that you're out of the house, you're the world to them. That's what you're the world to them, and they're shocked at all these other parents talking about what their kids are doing and how they visited them and all, and they get nothing from you. Nothing. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Now, we're going to look at the future. Oh, let's first do a pendulum. Let's do some questions, though, clear. All right. We're going to say, do my parents feel like anything is wrong in our relationship? Wow. No. And it's possible because they're so consumed with doing the next thing. They're not stopping long enough. Are my parents ignoring that something is wrong in our relationship? Yes, they're ignoring it. Yeah. So I'm feeling like, at least for some of you, they're sort of like telling their friends and all, oh well, you just got out of the house, and so you just want to spread your wings, and you'll be back or whatever. Okay. Okay. Denial. All right. So, what is the future with your parents, and what is the future with friends, your love life? Okay. So, light. Okay, this is with your parents. I'm feeling like you will come to realizations about your parents. Okay? And it's going to feel good. The thing about it is, as we all know, you can't expect to change other people. You can only change yourself. So you'd be surprised just how going to therapy and changing your thought processes and your beliefs and what you want out of your parents, you'd be surprised how just changing your thought process about what you're expecting from them will make you lighter and happier. Okay? I'm feeling like you're under the weight of a lot of stress right now. But in the future, if you follow what you know is right, and go to a therapist and surround yourself with supportive people, you will eventually come to a realization about your parents. You'll know it in your heart that they just can't do more than this. All right. And this is you, triumphant success. This is you with friends, with learning how to speak your truth. Very important. Very, very important. Because I'll tell you, up until this point, you have been given the idea that what you believe and what you want is not important. Okay? That's what being brought up this way teaches you, is you are not important. And it's not true. It is not true. You are important. Okay? This is great. But you've got to do the work. It's not going to just happen. You've got to do the work. You've got to constantly be on your guard as to maybe getting talked into things you really don't want to do. And you just need to think to yourself, what is my gut reaction? Is this not right for me? And you need to stick up for yourself again and again and again. And it will be hard at first. And if you feel like you can't do it, which is okay, you find a class, online class, that will teach you about confrontation and how to do it. And you'll have people practice it with you. Okay? Don't let this fester, though. You've got to do something. You've got to do the work in order for this triumphant success to happen. Okay? All right. Now we're going to look at what you think about your future. Knight of Cups. Cups of Happiness. Ace of Wands. And Two of Pentacles. Alright, so slowly but surely you're going to move forward. You feel like it is going really, really slow, and it's a little frustrating right now. The change for yourself. But you got to think to yourself, it took you 18 years or whatever in your parents' house to be taught these horrible things about yourself that are not true. Okay, so you taking a couple of years for yourself right now to sort of to change that kind of training that you were given is not too long. Okay, it may seem like very slow progress, but it's going to make you happy. The road to happiness feels slow to you. Okay? And sometimes it feels like it's too much for you to change. Okay? But you can do it. You can do it, and don't get frustrated with yourself. And it looks like, as far as the money kind of thing happening for you, when you don't stick up for yourself, especially in office environments and with the boss, what happens is you may stay in work environments that are not good for you, that are abusive. You end up with abusive bosses, and you feel like you can't even quit because you can't even confront them enough to quit. So that's why it is so important for you to learn how to confront. It's not the funnest thing, especially when you first learn how to do it. And I know right now, when you first are thinking about it, you just are like, oh my God, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And it's important for you to learn. It's just a habit that you have not developed that you can develop. And it is so important that you do develop it, so you don't let people take advantage of you. Because I'll tell you, it's like you're going to have like a red X on your forehead. That people that take advantage, they will gravitate to you. And they'll know that you have a hard time saying no. and they're going to take advantage. Okay? You can do this. You're strong enough. Okay? All right, group 2. Let's look at some quick messages from your fairy. Oh, and this is all about transformation. See these cups? You found out what makes you happy, and you're going to go towards it. So you're going to turn your back on these things that you thought made you happy, and you're going to go towards the things that you know will make you happy. This is all about your transformation that's coming. Okay? They're acknowledging that, which I think is wonderful. And you will become a queen holding your sword and saying, this is what I want. I am not afraid of confrontation, or even if you are, you're going to do it anyway. Okay? You'll do it anyway. You practice with a friend. It's just practice. You can do it. Okay? And put the past behind you. All right? Put the past behind you. Oh, and you know, we did not look at your stone. Look at that beautiful orangey red stone. This is B2, and that is a red jade. It is a chi stone bringing forward the energy of the warrior. Okay, that's good. It is a talisman of individual power and dispels fear, worry, and doubt, and urges one to take action. And this is what you need, okay? You can do this, and you will feel powerful, okay? Not at first. See this queen with the sword? That's who you are, a warrior. And you may not feel like a warrior now, but you can do this. It's just a habit. You're breaking 18 years of being told you're worthless, and you're going to turn that around. Okay? All right, group 2. That was a wonderful reading. Thank you. And God bless you, and I hope the best for you. Okay? Bye. Hi, group 3. This is Joy, and we're doing a pick a card reading regarding these questions. Why do I not feel close to my family? Why do I feel like my parents are not my parents? Why do I not feel close to my parents? And why do I feel like my parents don't love me? Okay. We're going to look at the past and look at what actually happened, what they believe happened, and what you believe happened. We're going to look at the present, what is actually happening now, and how they feel about you. And then we're going to do some pendulum questions. And then we're going to look at the future and what you think of the future. And I'm also going to do a channeled part of this reading. And so anyway, this is a tough subject. Very tough. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the channel. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So what I felt like was I felt mother energy, and she was holding onto a child's chin like this, but not just going like this. I mean, her whole hand was on the chin, and she's looking at your face. So you're the child, and then the mother is doing that, looking at your face. And you know what she's thinking, that this child is not what I want her to look like. And I'm hearing dirty. You like to do things in the dirt. You like to be a little tomboy. It could be a boy as well. I mean, you could be boys as well. But you just know what your parent is thinking, what your mother is thinking. You are not what she wants. She doesn't understand you, and you feel like you're being judged, whether she hasn't, even though she hasn't said a word, because you know what she's thinking. That's painful. That is so painful. Let's pull out the cards and the other goodies in here. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the, let's see, pine. Okay. This is the scent pine. It is for easing acne and muscle pains. All right. As far as your stone, I think this is opalite. Do you see that? It's translucent white. It's pretty. This is C5. Okay. And it is. It's opalite. Subtle yet highly energetic. It is ideal for meditation. Opalite improves communications on all levels, especially the spiritual. Very nice. So that might be something you might want to consider, meditating with this kind of stone. This is common enough in jewelry as well, or you can buy a stone like this and hold it in your hand and meditate in your left hand. Okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, and I'm feeling right now, do you see this? I feel like these are your parents, and they felt like to you, like they were all into each other, and you were not with them. You were not, you couldn't bridge the gap. It felt like they were off to themselves in their own little club, and you were separate. That's painful. That's painful. I'm feeling like, too, you're remembering a Christmas where you got all kinds of stuff that didn't even feel like your gifts. It's like your mother was buying for somebody else, because she may have known what you liked, but it was almost like she wanted to transform you into a child that she would like. That was very hurtful. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the cards here. Let's look at the past. What actually happened. Emotional loss. Yeah. All right. This is their card. This is what they think happened. 5 of Swords. Okay. I'm feeling like they were telling you the truth. They think they were telling you the truth, and it may have knocked you down, but you needed to hear it. And what they considered the truth was not necessarily that's their truth. That doesn't mean it was the truth. It was devastating to you. But what was more devastating was not what they just came right out and said at point blank. Okay, that was bad enough. It was the unspoken stuff, like your mom buying gifts, and it felt like it was for another child because it was gifts that you didn't even like, for hobbies that you didn't even have. It's like she was reworking you into a child that she would like. Yeah. All right, so they thought you deserved it. Okay, that's what they thought. Okay, 6 of Wands, upside down. You did not feel like you were being supported for yourself. Okay? You felt like you were not congratulated for who you were. Okay? For the person that you were. You felt like you had to transform yourself to get any kind of recognition from your parents. And you did feel an emotional loss. It broke your heart. It broke your heart. All right, let's look at the present, what is actually happening now. Okay, you've got a lot of decisions to make right now, and it does feel like you've moved out of the house and you're trying to decide how you're going to navigate this relationship with your parents. Okay? Now this is what they feel like about you. 9 of Pentacles. The Moon. And 3 of Pentacles. This is dealing a lot with money. I have a feeling your parents are pretty social conscious. They feel like you've got a lot of money right now, and they think that you're all set. They don't know that the emotional part of you is devastated. All they're looking at is the money part. They don't understand you. They have no clue who you are. They know that. They know that. They see you giving money away to other people. Maybe you like to do charity kind of work, and they don't understand that. This makes no sense. They think that it's crazy, especially at your young age, to be doing stuff like that. They don't know you. They don't know you. They just think that you should have this money and keep it for yourself, to better yourself. Let's look at the future. And actually, let's ask the Pendulum a couple of questions, okay? All right, clear. Okay, do my parents feel that anything is wrong in our relationship? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And it's a big yes. They know something's wrong. Well, I think they've felt all along, ever since you were a child, they didn't understand you, okay? So they were trying to give you some hard truths in the past when you were growing up. And it made no sense to you. You didn't feel like you were appreciated for yourself. They feel like this is all about money. They don't understand you. It feels like you're two ships passing in the night. You just don't understand each other. Okay. Let's ask the question, are my parents ignoring that something is wrong in our relationship? Are they ignoring it, though? So it sounds like they know something's wrong. Are they ignoring it? Oh, yes, they are. They're preferring to believe that it's what they want to believe it is, which is about money, which is about this charity work that they don't understand that you're doing. And, oh, I'm hearing pull yourself by the bootstraps. They did that. Why don't you let these other people, you're enabling them. Why are you giving them money? You keep it for yourself. Yeah, they don't understand you. They don't understand you. To even give you praise for who you are, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, now we're looking at the future with your parents. Okay, stand your ground with your parents. Doesn't mean you have to be rude, but eventually you're just going to have the conversation about the money thing and about how it makes you happy to do charity work. You're just going to have the conversation, but stand the ground with your parents. Okay. Future is with your love life. Okay. We're looking at the Crown Chakra, and this is with your friends or your love life. This is the future. Now, with this Crown Chakra, I'm feeling like, now this is the area where it talks about you and your love life or your friends or whatever's apart from your parents. I'm feeling like with this this charity work that you like to do, you feel like I feel like you're a very spiritual person, and that's what you aspire to. That's what feels right to you. Your parents don't understand that. They're more into this worldly kind of money thing, okay? And that's why they don't understand any of this. But you know in your heart that, let me take my glasses off. You know in your heart that you are a soul, and you helping people makes you happy and spiritually feels right. So this feels like this is where you're going. This is definitely where you're going. And so you want to do more of what feels right, and it sort of feels like this past with your parents, you're going to treat them respectfully, but you're going to stand your ground so that you can do this. You're going to need to be upfront with them and honest and say, this is what I want, so don't bug me. Okay? Yeah, it sounds like you are a wonderfully spiritual person, which is just beautiful. Let's look at what you think about your future. Okay. Oh, look at this again. This is the Six of Pentacles and the King of Wands and the Tower. Yeah, so you are going to have a moment, a Tower moment, a realization where this is what's going to make you happy, okay? You always knew that you wanted to help people, okay? But you didn't realize the extent to how important this is to you, and it's going to come as a huge realization to you, especially this right here. It's going to shock you at how materialistic your parents seem and are, okay? It's going to be shocking, but you're going to stand your ground with them, and you can stand your ground without being rude. You're going to stand your ground, and you're going to go forward with this, with helping people. You're going to do this, and it feels right. It's what you want to do. And the other things, the other sort of material things, don't feel like a worry to you, that you have to be concerned about them, that they'll be taken care of. The universe will provide for you if you provide for other people. And you know this in your heart. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. So, yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to look at some of these little cards from your little fairy. Okay, it's interesting. They're talking about, working hard and industrially, but they're saying don't work the hard way. You don't have to do it the hard way. Just slow and steady, okay, and you'll make it. You will make it. And it feels like you want to be able to, it feels like this is not open yet, the Crown Chakra, the spiritual part, but it can be opened. And what I'll do is I'll put below some suggestions about how to open up your Crown Chakra, okay? But it feels like you're craving this. This is something that you're craving. And it's going to make you happy. It's going to make you very happy to help other people. This is just really a beautiful reading. You will make it. You will make it. You will do a wonderful job, and the world will be a more valuable place with you being in it. You have a lot of compassion for people, and honestly, because of the way you grew up, you can almost say thank you to your parents, honestly, for having sort of this tough background with them, because you understand other people that are going through that, and you can help them. So in a way, your parents did you a favor, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, you would not be as willing to help people if this had not happened to you. Okay? You would not be willing to, you wouldn't even understand where they're coming from. But because you came from this tough background, you understand. It's the key. It's the key to understanding the other people and helping them. Just wonderful. Just really, really wonderful. Wow. Okay, group 3. That was great. Thank you so much. And I will see you in a couple of days for my next reading. Bye, gypsies.